Second day of the trial of Miss Tenshi Hinanai is now in session. Have the defense and prosecution made their preparations? The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Now then, during yesterday's proceeding, the possibility of a new witness came to light, Miss Scarlet. Yes, and of course I made sure to summon her today. So please show her to the stand at once. Now witness, state your name and occupation. My name is Youmu Kumpaku. I tend the gardens among other tasks at Hakyogoro. The first question I've asked for you is, were you in the vicinity of Miss Kawashiro's house on the night of the theft? Yes, that is correct. But you live so far away, why did you go there? The alarm clock I had requested Miss Kawashiro to mend was to be completed on that day. I had thought to retrieve it the same day, but since earlier that morning I was occupied by whims. Whims? Yes, whims, that is to say, my Lady Yuriko's. I see. Why did she accept that answer so easily? I was unable to pause until nightfall. I did not intend any rudeness for visiting at such a late hour, but it seemed preferable to intruding the following day. And lacking the alarm clock rousing Lady Yuriko is considerably more trying, so I wish for its return as soon as possible. In fact, the reason why it needed mending in the first place was because of Yuriko's rough treatment. I understand your reasoning for visiting the victim's house late at night. However, did you bear witness to anything concerning the theft? Yes, I'm afraid I did. So please give us your testimony of what you saw. Yes, certainly. I wonder what's going on to fly out of her mouth. On the night of the incident, I had just arrived in front of Miss Kawashiro's house. At the time, I saw Miss Hinanai leave the house in a terrible hurry. The expression on her face was abnormal. She appeared quite frightened to me. I had the thought to call out to her, but she immediately took flight and I said nothing. So you witnessed the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime? Yes, it is as you said. Running away while looking frightened. That sounds decisively unusual to me. If I were to submerge her reason, perhaps she was unable to bear the weight of her sin? Did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No, I didn't see anything else. After seeing Miss Hinanai in a flight, I felt frightened too and left at once. I see. Miss Kompaku's word seems a bit strange. Maybe she's trying to hide something. Now please begin your cross-examination, Miss Shameimaru. The best thing to do for now would be to expose what really happened. Alright, on the night. Just to be sure, you went to her house to reclaim the alarm clock, correct? Yes, that is so, but you weren't able to actually do that. Yes, seeing Miss Hinanai in her panic state must have unsettled me as well, so I left. But you also visited Miss Kawashiro's house the next day as well, right? However, it appears you again failed to retrieve the alarm clock. That is because when I approached the house the second time, seeing the investigation reminded me of what I saw the night before. I was scared. Miss Kompaku is clearly scared of something, but is that really all there is to it? Alright. And are you certain this was Miss Hinanai? Absolutely. I remember her face well from the calamity concerning the earthquake. I see. So how was her behavior at the time? The expression on her face was abnormal. She appeared quite frightened to me. Frightened? Yes, while I am unaware of what had gripped her in terror, she was certainly not in a normal state of emotion. She's clearly unable to bear her weight. It's not like she stole anything major, but it might be plausible. No, that's not it. You're supposed to believe she didn't do it. I know that, but you shouldn't read people's minds like Mr. Tori. I did it. Your face did that for me. Well, if you're going to be so blunt about it, I should probably save. It's a good idea. I don't think I've saved yet in this examination. I thought to call out to her, but she immediately took fuck and I said nothing. So she flew away. Yes, directly into the rain. Flying through the air slightly faster than walking on the ground, she likely wanted to be as far away from the scene of the crime as possible. I can't argue with that, but I think there's something more I can pull out of her. Even though we have our third party, she just casts even more suspicion on Miss Hinanai. But Miss Kumpaku's testimony is also suspicious, at least in the fact that she's hiding something. So does that mean she's the thief? The thief left no trace at the crime scene, and seeing as how Miss Kumpaku left a trace in the form of a footprint, that possibility of it being her is low. But if she's hiding something, all we can do is bring it to light. It would be nice if we were already lit up though. Yep. I feel like there's something I know there's something to talk about. Nope. You arrived? Yes. 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 I feel like I have a bad feeling about this. Let's see the footprint. I feel the footprints come in handy. Was it? I got nothing really right now, so just to save time, a lot of time, and my freaking sanity because I want to sleep so much. Sorry, I'll YouTube this. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I was right. I was fucking right. I was thinking about the footprints. I thought it'd be too easy. I honestly thought it was too easy to use. After doing the last ones, I thought it was like too hard. I was like, no, that'd be too easy, but it actually was right. I'll be damned. That strikes me as odd, Miss Kumpaku. Whatever would you mean? Miss Hinanai left footprints at the scene. That means she could not have flown the coop by air. But that can't be. Then those footprints were left when she first came to the house. But the rain didn't start after she game did. Only damp earth holds footprints, so they can't be from when she came to the house. What about the waterfall near the crime scene? Certainly the splashing makes the ground in that area sufficiently damp. Moisture isn't the only problem. If you look at the direction of the footprint, it is clear obvious that it is going in the complete opposite direction of the house. Ugh. However, what you said was true, Miss Scarlet, about flying being faster than walking. So, the fact in itself that she left footprints at all is unusual. However, the evidence proves it was reality. Does that mean that your testimony contained a falsehood, witness? I meant nothing of the sort, and I am certain that Miss Hinanai's condition was out of the ordinary. How can you insist upon that, Miss Kumpaku? She was some distance away, but I remember hearing her saying something then. What would that be? I remember it perfectly. Oh, I knew the copper would be useless to stop it. What? I assumed that meant by Kappa she meant Miss Kawashiro. But as for useless to stop it, I haven't the slightest clue idea. Perhaps she meant how easy it was for her to relieve Miss Kawashiro of her belongings. If she was used to stop the theft, then it was clearly a success. Did Miss Hinanai truly say such a thing? It was raining. How was it possible for you to hear her voice so clearly? I'm absolutely positive. That's because she said it in a rather loud voice. Oh, why couldn't she have been a little less obnoxious about it? This isn't the time to lose courage, Aya. If you can't figure out what that line really means, then Miss Hinanai's reputation will be. I realize that. Please think hard. I don't think that Miss Kumpaku is lying, but I also don't think that Miss Hinanai meant is what everything thinks it does. So what would make her say something like that? At the very least, it would lessen the strength of Miss Scarlet's claim. What would make her say it? Oh, I knew the Kappa would be used to stop it. Huh. Somehow it doesn't sound like the first thing out of a thief's mouth. But maybe. Can you explain this, defendant? What had you intended with such a proclamation? I don't know. I would never say something like that, anything like that. Excuses are unsightly. Why don't you try to admit your guilt already? Miss Hinanai's claim is correct, as well as Miss Kumpaku's. Just what on earth do you mean, Miss Shameimaru? It's simple. What Miss Hinanai found useless was this. Fuck me. I think this... The poncho. What is this? Perhaps what Miss Hinai said was not... I knew the kappa would be useless, but I knew the kappa would be useless instead. How does that differ? A poncho can also be called a kappa. And since it was raining at the time of the incident, she was wearing this when she fled the scene. And so Miss Hinai did not mean the yokai kappa, but the poncho kappa. How can you tell she meant poncho anywhere else in Gisoki? Kappa means kappa. It's a personal preference of the defendant. That's what she told me at the detention cell. For what it's worth, a while ago I learned that the poncho is some other language kappa, and I liked it so much I decided calling them kappas. This means that it is normal for her to call a poncho a kappa. In that case, it appears that the possibility of what the witness heard referring to the poncho is very high. Miss Hiranai, you've been listening to the discussion, haven't you? You flew away from the crime scene, and you were wearing a poncho as you did so. I would like to hear directly from what was going through your mind at the time. Yes, same here. Until we learn new circumstances, it is logical to ask the defendant for confirmation. Let's start with this. Miss Hiranai, do you remember mentioning anything that sounded like kappa? Well, I suppose I have a feeling I did say something like that, but I don't remember it all that clearly. My mind was elsewhere. Just what do you mean by that? The only thing I could focus on was trying to run away, but I didn't want to get wet, so I borrowed the poncho, and I thought I'd be able to leave there, but when I heard Locke look for my boots, they had gone missing. Your boots were missing? That's right. That's why I had to fly. I had no other choice. What is this nonsense? Your footprints fleeing the premises were found at the crime scene. I didn't know. And at any rate, I didn't have in my boots, so it couldn't have been me. I was able to make back to my house and put on a different pair. But I thought if I stayed there for too long, I would be caught, so I returned to the surface, hoping to find a suitable hiding place. It's just as she says, Your Honor. And Miss Hiranai's boots were stolen that night, meaning that the footprints left at the scene of the crime are false, setting her up as the thief by stealing her boots. So you claim this was a deliberate action? Exactly, Your Honor. And if you remember, Miss Kawashiro woke up after Miss Hiranai did, so it couldn't have been her. And this comes back to the third party. It doesn't matter how many times you say it, it will only remain a mere claim. Whether it's someone stealing her shoes or someone assaulting her, you have yet to prove either of them. She's right. At this point, we're the only ones who claim the presence of a third party. What should we do now, Aya? We can't prove the presence of a third party like this. We have one last hope. If Miss Kumpaku testifies about it, Miss Scarlet will be forced to accept it. But what if she really did see someone else? She should have already testified about it. I can't argue with that. At the very least, I doubt she has a motive to cover for someone. But I'm positive she's hiding something. If I just turn the situation around, maybe something will come out of it. Everything rides on this. Miss Kumpaku, I would like for you to testify again, if you please. But I've already given my testimony, and I've informed you of everything I know about Miss Hiranai that night. I know, which is why I would like for you to testify about what happened after you saw her. What would that point in that? The defense has but a single claim. The thief was the third party that night. And to prove that, we must consider even what has nothing to do with Miss Hiranai. But will it be necessary to the trial? It is impossible to decide until we hear it. However, the prosecution has been demanding for us to prove our claim, and the defense intends to answer it with a cross-examination. If you are willing to go that far, I will allow you to cross-examine the witness again. But in return, if you cannot prove a connection to the case, you will be penalized. I understand, Your Honor. Now, please begin your testimony.